252.
Hey, welcome to another episode of 252. Frank G here along with
Johnny Blaze,
Quarter Kurt,
Ralphie D.
Yo.
And today we're going to give you our extensive knowledge of shows that we've never seen. Things that ran for many years, that were popular, that you hear a lot about, but we've never watched a single episode of. Who wants to be the first to chime in with the lack of knowledge?
Ooh, let me go first, please.
Oh, you go first.
I got a good one.
Go ahead.
All right. Murder, She Wrote.
Okay.
Has anyone ever
definitely
watched
on my
this show?
list?
Well, I will tell you, since I have gone on record as saying I didn't watch anything that came on CBS for like 20 years.
It was weird.
I refuse to
embargo.
I refuse to watch anything on CBS.
I know.
So, Murder, She Wrote, Matlock, Simon and Simon.
was
Ruin
NBC.
your list, man. All those.
I'm going to say no.
Until the Big Bang Theory
That's
came
a
out,
big- a
he
blanket
never watched
no. Yeah,
anything
I
on
didn't watch
CBS.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen.
Were you not
those
alive
shows.
for The Incredible Hulk?
That was
We're not old enough
CBS.
to
No,
watch
it wasn't NBC.
That was NBC.
No, Hulk was CBS. But Matlock
Well,
was
I
NBC,
definitely
so you're
watched
already batting
Incredible
like
Hulk.
50% here.
Damn.
See, the lack of knowledge shines through.
Matlock was in.
That's the whole point of this episode. We don't know what
seemed,
TV shows.
You know what, Matlock seemed like it should have been CBS, but
Matlock is interchangeable with Murder She Wrote as far as changing the channel.
All right, so that's my
pretty
number
much
three.
any old person solving mystery show was a general skip. You know, even though, like later on, Bill Cosby did some. They had some with Mr. C from Happy Days doing Father
that's
Dowling
right.
mysteries.
That's
No.
right, Father Down
Yeah.
Mysteries.
My grandma watches this shit, but no.
No, can't do it. Yeah, even though Angela Lansbury was hot, I just couldn't. I just couldn't.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Well, he thinks Aunt May is hot in the comics, so it's all good.
Diagnosis Murder. Ooh.
You could even
Was
go
that Dick
back,
Van Dyke? See, all of
Quincy.
these shows had people that I used to watch previous shows with, but then
Yeah.
they got like old and serious, and they're not doing funny stuff, so I didn't care anymore.
I hear you. All right. What's
I guess
that?
at 85, Dick Van Dyke shouldn't be doing pratfalls over sofas and stuff, though.
No.
I know for
It's not
me,
as funny when he does it now.
White-haired Dick Van Dyke.
Yeah, because that's just mean. He's just an old man falling down.
I'm saying.
It's not funny. That's just me. If I laugh, now I feel bad.
Yeah, now you're an elder abuser.
I'm gonna laugh. I kind of put all like those cop procedural shows because I didn't watch like any of them, but there are like
There's got to be one.
we
that
said like
stands
there's
out.
because there was like the SVUs and stuff that maybe I saw one episode of NCIS or something like that.
Mhm.
But the one that I never saw anything about
Mhm.
was the what is the first CSI series? Just CSI.
Oh, CSI.
Like,
Yeah.
like I knew the guy in it. The what's his name? Like William Peterson and
Yeah.
Marge Hagenberg or something like that.
Marge Helgenberger.
I knew.
You know what's
I knew
funny?
those-
I watched movies with both of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Remember Manhunter,
Yes.
the original Red
Yeah.
Dragon,
Original-
and then there was Species. She was in
Yeah.
I just watched that the
Species.
other last week.
And I think they're telling it even when
I never
what
watched CSI.
What was that guy Peterson? I think he played in one of. I want to say it was like. No, I want to say he was like it was Billy the Kid, not Billy. Was it Young Guns?
Thinking of Western.
Where because he was the guy. Can't remember which one it was. Anyway, it was a really good performance. It wasn't like I had a problem with them. I just didn't watch one episode, and everybody was high on CSI.
I
I
know.
just had no
It was-
interest in it.
I feel like it was the first of it. Well, it was the first of its kind. It had so many spin-offs. People just were nuts for crime scene investigations and how people came to
And I
their
feel like that was also on
conclusions in solving
CBS.
crime.
I feel it.
Oh boy.
I don't have it. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like that was a CBS show.
Embargo.
Well, like you, Frank, I got a list because I didn't want to double over. CSI was part of the list, but I didn't list any old shows because I think I could list like 10 million that I changed the channel on. Mary Tyler Moore, Murphy Brown, I didn't like. These are shows I never watched.
You never watched it, but you never even watched one episode.
Not one. Boom. Change the channel.
Wow.
Our lists are going to
So-
flip because he's going to have all my favorite shows and I'll have all his.
Yeah.
So I'll throw out a slightly different one that I never seen a single episode of. Was very, very popular. ER.
Ah,
Never watched it.
With
Not
George
even
Clooney.
one.
Not even one.
Not even
Yeah.
one. It didn't appeal to me. At the time, I was working in a hospital,
Mm.
and I didn't want to go home. And I was amazed these patients are watching ER. It's like, don't you want to watch something else?
Yeah,
And,
that
you know,
make you think about what
Yeah.
you're trying.
I know.
Or they're like,
Yeah,
hey,
no doubt.
it could be worse, right?
You can be that guy on that gurney. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah,
I've never really watched any crime shows or any medical shows, but I can really kind of one up it and say basically I've never watched any fucking drama shows. Like if it's not funny, I'm clicking. You know, but to the edge, like I'll give like the A-Team. That's kind of it's sort of a comedy in its own way. It's not really a drama, right? So
Right.
stuff like that, action adventure is cool, but when it
Action
gets
adventure.
serious, I'm out.
Yeah, it really
So, yeah.
depends on the seriousness of the show for me to watch it. It's got to be, it's good. It's just got to have some.
I'm the
something.
opposite. I am like all in the bag for a lot of dramas.
That would give me my pick. I'll go with Little House on the Prairie. Like I don't want to
Oh,
watch
wow.
these
I used to
people be
watch
sad
that.
and poor.
That's funny. That was big
No.
in my house. It would be on. I
And
had
mine
older
too. It
siblings.
would be on.
It would be
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, it would.
I'm
It
trying to
would be
say,
on,
yeah.
and I'd walk past it and then grab some comics and go read.
Yeah, because I was about to say,
Right,
at that time, it had to be hard to not watch an episode of Little House on the Prairie because it was just on.
I thought it was
Yeah.
a good show. I watched
I
it.
mean, I don't think I was.
I think that's-
I couldn't tell you that I was a fan of the show,
Same
but
here.
I also couldn't tell you that I haven't seen at least like. It's like to me, it was like Little House on the Prairie, The Waltons.
Yeah.
It was like there was these
Yeah.
shows that were like these big, huge family shows that I kind of was like not like I said not forced to see,
That
but it
was,
was kind of hard. to
Yeah,
see.
it was actually hard not to see it
Yeah.
in my house because I didn't control the TV.
Yeah, that's another thing. I had no control. So it's
on.
you're either going to watch this
That was
or
a
you're going to.
boring ass 2 hours, man. The Waltons' Little House back to back. Oh my god!
I did not like the Wolves.
Good night, John Boy.
When I was
I remember that.
when I was in third grade, we had to read all the Laura Ingalls.
Those were good books.
They were not. They were not.
I like those books.
If you are suffering from insomnia, please don't take those.
Wow.
Just read the Laura Ingalls Chronicles.
Laura Ingalls.
You will be out like a light. But and yet I watched the show. I thought the show was a hell of a lot better than those books.
I had a thing for what's her name, Michelle Gilbert.
And then she started.
Melissa Gilbert.
Now she's dating Tron, Bruce Boxleitner.
Really?
For years, yeah.
Wow.
He's like old enough to be her father / grandfather.
Wow.
And it's funny, he made Tron around the same time she was in
Little House.
Little House, just to show you the age discrepancy.
Oh wow.
But I'm not hating on you. As long as you two are happy, best wishes.
That's what she-
Wow. That is amazing. Well, you know, my world is blown, and I'm gonna slide right into a show that I could actually know nothing about. I mean, please, everyone else, speak to it. Knots Landing. What is Knots Landing about? I have no idea.
It's a soap opera.
I think that was-
therefore I didn't watch it.
They were at a winery, I think. They were making wine in Knots Landing. Like it's one that actually kind of related to where we were, but we still didn't give a crap about that show.
Oh, it was in California.
Blanket did it with. I'm pretty sure.
Was it in
Maybe
California?
not. I don't know. I don't know. I never watched it.
You know,
Nobody knows anything about this show.
the only thing that I really remember about Knots Landing, it was like Dallas, Knots Landing, Falcon Crest.
Yeah.
Like they were all these
Oh,
nighttime
Falcon Crest, yeah.
dramas. That,
Soap operas.
Yeah, well, they were
Well,
nighttime dramas.
They were
but
they're
okay.
night dramas. You can't call them
They-
soaps
They
because
were soapy. They were
soap
soapy.
operas were
Daytime.
defined because they're daytime, they're during, and they sold soap.
And but wait,
Calgon,
Whoa,
take me
hold
away.
on, hold on. That's how soap operas got their name.
Yeah, they sold
Yeah.
soap.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I do remember the Calgon Take Me Away though. No, I was gonna say my mom's twin sister. She was into there was the Dallas,
Yeah.
Falcon Crest,
Right.
Knots Landing,
Mm.
and to me, all of those
They all
storylines
melded
and
into one.
characters was like It was all together. So I was just a little kid.
Those were all CBS too, so you definitely weren't watching.
Yeah.
I really wasn't watching, but I was like, I was aware. I was very aware.
I was aware of those shows, and I knew that they.
I knew the one guy was the same voice of Charlie from Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
And I know that it was Crystal and Alexis that would get into a fight every.
Bitch.
Yeah, they had the cat fights and in the pool. And water. I remember that.
I actually watched that for a while.
Yeah.
Because I was finally allowed to stay up after 10 o'clock, but only if I was pretty much sitting there watching that. So I started watching that to stay up later. Plus, there was always some, it was attractive females on that show. Heather Locklear showed up.
Very true. Heather Locklear.
And Dallas ran for what? I want to say maybe 10, 12 seasons.
At least.
And Larry Hagman, I
Our
loved
whole
I Dream of
childhood.
Jeannie.
Yeah.
And Patrick Duffy.
Hey, Jeannie.
Why don't you make your tongue 7 feet long?
The balls from across the room.
I wasn't even going to say the rest of it, man. Come on. Yeah. Patrick Duffy, the man from Atlantis.
Yeah.
How many seasons did that show run? Because I feel like it may have been like half a season.
I'm
but
thinking maybe
I used to watch that.
I know. That was a great show.
I remember
loved how he swam.
I would try that, and I got nowhere.
Yeah.
I'm drowning.
That did not work. Oh, man.
The man from Atlanta.
He would have made a really good Namor.
Patrick Duffy?
Yeah. All right, maybe not.
In 1976.
So I'm
in 76. Yeah.
I'm gonna go in a different direction.
All right.
I don't know how many seasons it ran, but I never watched it. It was popular. Airwolf.
Oh, wow.
Airwolf.
You know what?
Not a single episode.
I have. Jan Michael Vincent, I know I've watched it.
I know I watched at least a couple of episodes of that show. About
Never
the
seen
awesome
it.
helicopter.
Played the Nintendo game.
Then you know more than me.
Jan
About the
Michael
show.
Vincent.
Yeah.
What a story in Hollywood. Like one of the best looking guys out there. Squandered all his looks and fame and everything for drugs. Yeah.
Like, was he really good looking, or was he good looking because he was in a show sitting next to Ernest Borgnine?
A little bit.
A bit of both.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Jan Michael Vincent was probably a 9 and Borgnine -9.
So together,
The show had something to do with the helicopter. I know that much.
Yeah.
And I could be wrong.
I think
about
it was
that.
kind of like Knight Rider in a helicopter. There was a lot of Knight Rider in a something shows at that point.
Very true.
I love Knight Rider. I used to watch that every week.
Knight Rider on a motorcycle, Knight Rider in a car, Knight Rider in a big rig, Knight Rider in a helicopter.
Knight Rider the Flamethrower. The kids love
that
this.
one. Oh, man.
What else? Now there was also those shows that really had long runs. When I was looking at it, and like they started in the 50s and stuff like that, like Gunsmoke and
Right.
the Lawmen or the Riflemen and all that. And I was thinking, all right, well, obviously I wasn't watching any of
They
these,
reran those shows
but they
on
did
WGN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like
58.
another genre that I ignored crime,
Westerns.
medical. Oh yeah, westerns.
Westerns, yeah.
No thanks.
But there was a Western that was very popular. I did not.
Wild
I've
Wild West.
never watched
Bonanza.
I've never
Oh,
watched
I love
one-
Bonanza.
I've
I've seen
one
Bonanza.
episode of Bonanza, but Bonanza was wildly popular.
Yeah, it
and
was.
again, I know the characters from Bonanza.
Yeah.
I know
Lauren Green, wasn't he on
Lauren
that?
Green.
Knows the theme
the guy
song.
from I want to say the guy
Everybody's
from
heard that song. Dude from
yeah,
Little
Highway
House,
to Heaven.
Michael Landon.
Michael
Highway to Heaven.
Landon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Great theme song.
And Lee Majors was also in Bonanza, right?
Oh, was he? Oh, man.
I don't remember
he might have
Lee
shown up
Majors.
there. Maybe.
No, Lee,
Possibly.
It's possible, yeah. For sure. I wouldn't doubt it.
I don't know. I used to watch Bonanza because it was on Channel 58 nonstop for a few years.
Yes.
Like, if you were home from school, you were either watching that or you weren't watching anything because it was that or like, the soap operas.
Yeah, that's one
But
thing about
given-
58 that I hated. Bonanza. The Bonanza block can be like 6 hours of Bonanza. They have that many shows. I only get 1 hour of Beef and you guys got 6 hours of Bonanza. Come on.
Yeah.
The B.
Skipping
Yes,
on, you
that's
know,
right.
all the shows that I watch are generally comedies. So I'll pick a comedy show that ran forever that everybody loved that I never watched one of, which is Seinfeld. You know,
Oh,
I
I
can't
watched
fucking
it.
stand Jerry Seinfeld. I like everybody else on the show,
Mm-hmm.
but it's just like, no, I'm not watching this.
So
Wow.
you've never seen not even one episode.
That's the
I've seen clips where they, you know, the little bits you can't avoid seeing because they're on retrospective shows and things like that.
Like the
But
Soup
I've never
Nazi
seen a
and
22-minute episode.
the black and white cookie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
I was
that.
in
I
the
know Soup guy.
Shrinkage. They shrink.
Are you the master of your domain?
I'm out. Yeah, I've seen all the episodes of Seinfeld many times.
Yes.
It's a great show.
Funny show.
You're missing out.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm not one to say.
No, it kind of falls to me. It seems like The Office, where it's only funny if you are in on that joke, and I'm just not.
Office
You
is
know?
really good too.
Like
I
the
love The
semi-reality comedy shows, I don't like that. I like it to be wacky.
Gotcha. Hence your 30 Rock love, and I love 30 Rock.
Right,
also.
right.
I love 30 Rock.
If we could redo that show where we picked our favorite comedy, I would actually pick 30 Rock because those shows are so rewatchable that it's ridiculous. I've actually tried to rewatch Martin. It's not that good. Martin is there. It's got some shows sprinkled in that were
Some of them are
funny.
good.
Hey, I
Some
gotta
of
tell
them
you,
are not. It
that
ran too
time-
long.
There's more not.
that time when Martin was in the shoe store waiting for his girlfriend to buy shoes, that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen on TV. The guy with the magazines, he's like, "Those are my magazines." He says, "What if I just take one off top?" He goes, "I might want to read that one next." And then he starts messing with the security guard. He's standing there looking at the shoes. He puts the shoes outside the sensor. And the security guard runs out. And they were just doing that back and forth. And he caught him. He says, "What are you going to do? Look at me? You going to look at
That's right. Yeah, we always have a
Oh,
security
man.
guard bit.
That
Yeah.
episode of the shopping mall, I'd watch that today.
All right. Well, see, that's what I'm
Funny.
saying. There were a lot of decent episodes sprinkled in an okay series. But,
Yeah.
I mean, 30 Rock is just hilarious. Hit the ball out the park. All right. Let's see.
But not every episode of 30 Rock is
You know,
comedy gold.
not everyone, but I'd say 90%.
You have to take it as in a row. You know, the ones that were bad had things that tied to ones before or after that were good, so it kind of flowed
That's
I've
a
got
good
it.
show.
mostly.
I kind of got a tie for first here. I never watched Castle.
I don't think I've watched one
I've
episode.
watched a few of those. They're not bad.
You like Castle?
It's all right. I wouldn't say I was a fan of it, but I was just actually I bought that Wonder Woman animated movie that really was good.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the voice of Steve Trevor was the main actor in Castle.
Nathan Fillion.
And then I
Who I
heard
like.
it's a
All
murder
right,
mystery.
it's,
I like murder mysteries, so I watched a few episodes.
This is the show with like Firefly doing mysteries, right? That's what we got.
Yeah, the Firefly Mysteries. Maybe I would have watched it if they would have called it that.
I watched a
definitely
few
would have watched it
episodes.
if it
Like
was called the Firefly Mystery. Ooh, what's going on?
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was about. Anything. I just it seemed like it ran for a long time. Like
I probably would
No
watch
interest.
that, but I haven't seen it. Yeah. It might be worth a one shot, but it has not. I didn't even know it existed till just now, really, by name. So you can see where my interest has been.
Well, I the one thing that we should have prefaced this show with is that there is an awful lot of content out there now. With so many different platforms of how you can watch TV.
that's
and
why
how
we
TV
chose kind
comes
of the
in.
big three.
So you kind of, when we were looking at this, we were kind of looking at mostly primetime network television shows that have gone, 7, 10, 15, 20 seasons. Things like The Simpsons, which if you've never seen an episode of The Simpsons in 30 years, wow, that was amazing.
My children have not lived in a world without The Simpsons.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. That is amazing.
I mean,
Mhm.
that's the kind of stuff that we're looking at.
And a few
Prior
of my kids
to,
haven't
like,
lived in a world
again,
without
since
family.
I've had that long running no CBS embargo, like people were telling me you got to watch The Big Bang Theory. Now I know you're not a fan of The Big Bang Theory, are you?
Frank G.
Who, me?
Yes.
Me? Yeah, I've seen them all.
Oh, you seen them all?
Yeah, I like
What
it.
was it, JB?
No, I like the show. I think it's funny.
Somebody was saying like they refused to watch it.
That wasn't me.
I thought it was pretty good.
And I liked seasons like 1 through 7, I believe. Then I kind of fell off.
Yeah, like everything else.
I liked it better once they got the girls. They gave more. Before that, it was like they're starting to fall into the same show every week.
Right. Yeah, like there's hope for us. Yes.
So, and usually when they bring in the cousin Oliver and stuff, and they start adding characters, it makes it suck. But they actually, gave it extra. I don't think it would have won as many years if they didn't start adding those characters.
Yeah, that was a nice. It was well cast, I think.
I think one of the surprising good characters is like they actually had characters that's been on the show for a long time, and then they would let them get them more meat, like Stewart.
Yeah.
Stewart was
The
just the
comic
comic shop owner, and then they let him do a little more.
That's funny. He moved in with what's his name? Mom.
They got Kripke, they kept bringing Kripke back, and
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
which had the best voice,
speech defect. I was about to say, I love
the
it.
best speech impediment ever.
Yeah, they made fun of him on the show.
They brought in Blossom. Come on.
Yeah,
I never watched
yeah.
Blossom. That's another good show that is on this list.
Right. Well, I'd like to give out some honorable mentions before I give my top show.
Okay.
I don't know how many seasons these shows ran, but they did. They were popular. Grey's Anatomy. Never watched episode.
You know what?
That's
I can't. I never willingly watched Prairie. Does that count? Because I've dated a lot of white chicks that love that show.
NCIS. Never saw a single episode of NCIS.
Me neither.
I didn't even know who the hell they were because when I was in the service, they were called NIS, Naval Investigative Service. I was like,
They threw a C.
who the hell is NCIS? It's the stupidest what they changed NIS to. But never watched a single episode of that.
Ooh.
But here's my big one, very popular show. Not one episode have I ever watched. Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh man,
I've never watched it.
Stop you right there.
Not only did I watch all 10 seasons,
As did I.
I am on the last episode right now of the BH 90210 reboot that they're doing. It's half scripted, half reality. It's a meta. They're trying to reboot the show as they're rebooting the show in this quasi.
Luke Perry refused to be on it, so I refused.
That is
to watch
not
it.
true. Luke Perry had signed on to do it, and he did. And when he passed, then they even had an episode in there where they even talked about Luke Perry passing. It was very
All
sad.
right, now I gotta watch it. All right, fine.
You know what? Just by mentioning 90210, I have two more honorable mentions.
All right, before you give
Melrose
those,
Place.
we'll go right ahead.
Dawson's Creek.
No, man.
I don't know how long they ran.
I watched both of them.
I was not a fan of Dawson's Creek, but I am a fan of the Bee. Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, which heavily has Dawson in it, playing a version of himself. Actually, he's playing himself.
He's playing
It's
himself.
hilarious.
No version.
I only
That's
watched
what it is,
the first season of 90210, but only because that was like required if you wanted to talk to girls in high school, which I was in. Like at the time, I'm not saying now, but at that time, being in 1990, a junior in high school, if I wanted to talk to other girls in the high school I was attending at the time, you had to watch that show to know what was going on.
Very true.
I've got some more honorable mentions if you have one.
Okay.
I got a ton of them.
All right, hold on. Let me say my one honorable mention. Jag. Ooh, JAG. Jag.
Yeah.
Anybody ever watch that?
I was aware of the show. I didn't
was
watch
aware of
it.
the show. I didn't watch it, but I
It
didn't
used
think
to
it
be
was
on
there.
all the time at work at the studio because there's a guy there that fucking loves that show.
Really?
He has questionable taste, this guy. We all know him. That he's known to have questionable taste. But yeah, that's his favorite show. That and what's the one with the dude that used to be on Monk? That's the other one he watched.
Oh,
I have
Watch
seen
that.
Monk. That
All right, well,
I'm on the fence with Monk.
Jag went for 10 seasons.
10
10
seasons? Wow.
of Jag.
10.
Wow.
96 to 06.
Wait, it was,
227 episodes.
Did it come on CBS?
There was, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
look
CBS.
up,
There you go.
Ralphie, look up Two Broke Girls, another honorable mention of mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
that
I
was
was just watching that today.
I don't know how many seasons it ran.
I don't think it got that
Like
many.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Whitney Cummings. She was I think she was
Writer.
the writer.
Creator. Yeah, they went 6 seasons.
Yeah. There's also The New Girl.
They went
I never
7
watched
seasons
that.
of The New Girl. The New Girl is funny. You are missing out.
I'm missing out.
Winnie the Bish. You are missing out.
Now, I only know one
I
thing
keep
about
trying to
that
watch it,
show,
but I can't
and
get it.
I may be wrong about this, but Prince appeared on the show.
Yes.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
Two Broke Girls.
That's all I know about. No, on The New Girl.
Was it?
All I know
It was on
is
Two
Prince's
Broke Girls.
magic.
Yeah. And I could be wrong about that
I remember
because
he was
I
sitting
never
on a
watched the
bench.
show.
He went like this.
Prince was
It
on
would-
New Girl, and he tried to pick up Cece, and you know he would have picked up Cece in real life, so it's all good.
I don't know who Cece is.
Yeah, well.
How about this? How about this?
In that situation, you're missing out.
You're missing out.
I could be missing out. I just.
So I stopped
Well-
watching that show after probably after the time when Prince was on. Pretty much, I didn't watch after that. Maybe that was it. Like, okay, Prince isn't back. I'm not watching anymore.
Well, he died, so that happened.
And so did
Well,
his
that was
interest in
later
the show.
though. There was still some more
It's
shows
always
before that.
There are so many like again, a lot of those cop procedural shows, a lot of the hospital shows. I didn't see, but with that, again, I say that I'm very familiar because even with a lot of shows that you guys have said, I'm still familiar with them.
Mhm. Yeah.
Is there any cop procedural show that you did like?
Yes, NYPD Blue.
Ooh.
What was the other?
Hill Street Blues.
No, I didn't watch Hill Street Blues.
I never watched
but,
NYPD Blue.
I did like New York Undercover, The Shield.
Yeah.
Well,
The Shield isn't the correct criteria, but understood.
That wasn't.
It was.
Hey,
You don't
it
think
wasn't.
so?
I'm talking about the big 3. No, it was on Fox. No, it was on.
It was on
FX.
FX.
It was on like FX or something.
FX.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shield.
I have one
Oh,
that I
okay, because it
actually
was a
watched.
cable.
Yeah.
I see what you're
It was
saying, because
cable.
it was a cable show.
No,
Because
have
they
to go
they got gritty on The Shield,
Oh
and
yeah.
I was into it.
Every show they had a S bomb, a D bomb.
Well, I didn't care much for the cop procedural shows either, but one of my favorite TV shows is Columbo. And it's
I don't think Columbo.
I could have put that on my list.
What was it?
Yeah.
Beretta.
Beretta.
Columbo, Beretta, and there was another one.
They had Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Vegas. FBI. I never watched any of those shows.
Oh, Columbo, it stands out because you see the murder in the opening scene. And it's not a whodunit, they call it a how catch 'em. Because that's what the show's about. How Columbo actually figures out who it is and gets proof.
And the thing about it is,
There is just
Columbo
one more thing.
always was able to figure it out, and he always was the smartest man in the room.
And it's also based on a famous book. Does anybody know the How Catch 'Em?
No, I
The
did not.
original How Catch 'Em? Crime and Punishment by
No.
Dostoevsky.
Wow.
In the very beginning, it details the murder, and then later on they introduce the detective, and it's all about how the detective gets the
I
right
was
man.
told I would not be learning anything on this podcast.
I actually am a big fan. I read that book. I loved it.
Especially Russian authors. No, thank you.
No, I'm gonna let you borrow some.
I will
They're
say
good
one
books.
caveat to our young viewers who are watching. JV is not the end all. Please do your own research.
You know what? I'll trust his knowledge on.
I've read Crime and
No.
Punishment.
Please don't.
I've read the book. It's
My
a
brother
good
used
book.
to get easily offended.
It's, here's a cop show that we probably all watched at least one episode of, and I watched for a while, was Miami Vice. That was another one, like, if you didn't watch that,
I watched
you
it.
were going to be hearing about it all day anyway.
That
Yeah.
couldn't make my list because I've watched 1 or 2 episodes, but I did not like that show.
I didn't
No,
really
I
like it
haven't.
either, but I watched it just because everybody was telling you, we got to watch this. And I
And
was
then they
like
had the
10.
girls on the beach in the beginning.
Yeah, that part was good. I liked the song. I liked the music.
Great thing.
I liked the chicks on the thing. I liked the time Zappa showed up as a drug dealer on a boat. That was good. But, in general, I wasn't watching that show week after week.
Yeah, but I did watch it. Like 21 Jump Street, I really dug that show. I couldn't tell you anything about it right now, but I know I watched it every week.
I watch it too.
Every Sunday at 7 because your other choice was
everything you
60
want to know
minutes.
about 21 Jump Street. All of it. And the spin-off show Booker.
Booker was my dude, man. I love Booker.
Richard Grieco!
Hey, Richard Grieco! Good stuff, man. All right, so everybody put in their number ones already. I guess that's our list of shows we didn't watch.
Plenty of honorable mentions.
Oh, we didn't put in our number ones, did we? When did we do that? I missed that part.
Any cartoons that you did not watch? Can you think of a cartoon that was like always on or someone was watching?
Oh, plenty of them, I'm sure.
Oh, there's well, if I think of popular ones, I can't remember the name of that spoof they did on Johnny Quest. Something
T-Lab.
Brothers.
Oh,
the Venture Brothers?
Venture Brothers. That was very popular. I haven't seen it, not a single episode, but it's very popular. I'm sure it's good. I just never got around.
I was
to watching
never
it.
a fan of Scooby Doo. I had an older sister have an older sister. Sorry, that loved Scooby Doo, and I just
She's not watching. She won't hear.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
I could say most cartoons, it's hard for me to say that I didn't at least see an episode, but just to back on that honorable mention, there was a few of those shows where I was looking at it, like The Simpsons, where you got your Family Guy, American Dad, you know,
Both good,
Futurama.
smart, clever.
I felt like the only reason why I couldn't say is because, you know, sometimes you're in a hotel room or something like that, and it's on, and you might watch
I think I know what you're going to say.
15 minutes or
Was
something.
it Rick and Morty?
Rick and Morty.
Never
That
watched
is a
that.
great show.
I
You should
it's
watch
good.
it. Rick and
Adventure
Morty is
Time,
good.
all that stuff. Like there's
My
like
kids love that. I've never
there's a
watched
whole culture of cartoons and stuff that came out.
it. And a lot of those shows I can say we're probably missing out on because they're smart, like Adventure Time. I never watched it, but I hear that it's smart and well done.
Some of those are good. There's a lot going on there for sure.
Right.
Now, one that also fits our criteria. I don't know if you guys watched it, but I stayed on the ride for all 7 seasons of Archer.
Oh, I love Archer.
I fell off of Archer.
He's
I
funny.
started off on like 1,
But
2,
with that being said,
and possibly 3.
I have never watched one episode of Bob's Burger.
Bob's Burger is funny.
Good. I
That's
like
funny.
it.
Never watched
Funny.
one episode.
Yeah.
But I did watch the episode of Archer when he had what do you call it? Amnesia.
Yeah.
And he was working at this,
Well, you know
at
why?
this burger joint.
You know why
and
they did that?
The animation.
Because it's the same voice actor.
Yes, I got it.
All right.
I'm just
You just
saying.
said you never watched it.
But I've never watched it, but I could tell by when I was watching this episode weird and strikingly familiar about the characters
About the
because the different, well, not the voice, but the animation was different.
Mm.
And then I remember, hey, these characters look like the characters on that cartoon Bob's Burger.
Mm-hmm. Which is good.
But then again, Archer went and started killing a bunch of people. That's what Archer does.
Yeah. I need to get back on Archer because I remember enjoying
Cancer rampage! He had the IV.
It's not
He
funny
was
to me
dying.
right now.
Archer had breast cancer. He was dying.
Yeah. And I think for total amount of seasons that like the most TV that I've never seen any of combined is probably the whole reality show thing. Like I've never seen Survivor, I've never seen American Idol, I've never seen America's Got Talent, or anything that involves people singing without being professionals because I hear enough of that crap at work. Yeah, so it's like I'm good.
That's probably a good thing for you. Good. I was on.
You're missing out. Temptation Island. You should watch
that was my jam. The first
If they'd have made MILF Island, I might have watched.
Bitch Hunter.
That's how John Cena got his start.
Bitch Hunter?
Well,
Bitch
there
Hunter.
was the WWE, which then was WWF at the time, was sprinkling their feels in reality TV, and they had this reality TV
Oh, the
Hunter Games type And John Cena was one of the commandos that was chasing the competitors around.
Mm.
And he had his little military haircut and everything like that. He was a huge dude, and stuff like that. And they were doing this competition. I think it lasted one season. When the show died, he debuted on
the WWF. Wow. That's a nice bit of history / trivia.
Yes. And again, kids, when you're watching, please do your own research, because I could have been making that entire thing up.
Hey, this is the internet. There's only truth on the internet.
You're damn right.
252.
Donis, pull yourself together.